Hi, my name is Shelby, and I'm making this video today because I am suffering from a mental and physical illness. 2016 was a hard year for me, as it was for everybody in America, and I was diagnosed with bipolar type 2. My story of my mental and physical illness goes all the way back to when I was a little kid. I've always had anxiety. As a little kid, even in kindergarten, I was having anxiety attacks, and I was telling people like, oh, my chest hurts and it's just an anxiety attack, it's no big deal, but it was actually a big deal. I experienced a lot in life. I was raped at the age of 3 and I was molested from, I don't even know how many years. It was a long time. And just recently I tried to get back in touch with it because I had never dealt with it. I wanted to make this video so that way I can give other girls like me inspiration to be themselves. And it's okay to say that you are handicapped or that you're suffering from a mental or physical illness. Because for a long time, I didn't want to say it. My boyfriend had first used the word handicapped. I was like, I'm not handicapped, don't say that. But I realized that as I'm walking around with crutches, that it's like, I guess you can say that I am handicapped, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just wanted to come up here and just give another light on YouTube of a different background that people don't tend to see a lot, which is people who suffer from mental and physical illnesses. Like I said, I've been suffering from anxiety since I was a little girl. I've been having anxiety attacks since I was about 4 or 5 years old. I was always very wound up, and I was always mature for my age. And I guess it's because I was raped at 3 and I hadn't told anyone. But my anxiety is what made me mature because it made me think things through and, sit back and be kind of like, is this really a good idea? Because it might not be. It kept me out of trouble, obviously, because I was really quiet. I'm an introvert. I didn't talk a lot, I just, I didn't speak that much. The only person I really talked to was my sisters because they're like my best friends. And I had best friends in school, but I would talk to them, and I don't even know how I even made friends in school because I didn't talk that much. But I always had friends, so I don't know. But my physical illnesses started as well when I was a little girl because I had really bad growing pains, and I would get really bad Charlie horses to the point where my legs would shake. And when I would walk for long periods at a time, I'd be like, my legs are tired, I need to sit down. But when I would run, my legs would get super tired and heavy, and I wouldn't be able to finish it out. I'd be kind of like, I gotta go sit down before I pass out. And I hadn't made the connection when I first started getting back sick that, I used to have these problems when I was a kid. And now I'm making this connection now, it might actually spur up some kind of diagnosis. I haven't been diagnosed with anything yet, and maybe since there's a pattern that they might be able to find something that could be wrong, hopefully. Like I said, the doctors would just blow it off as growing pains. And growing up, I knew that it was something more than just growing pains because it's like, okay, everybody else around me is growing too, but why am I the only one who's going through hell with growing? I don't get it. So I was just like, okay, I guess if y'all say so. I'm just like, I decided to go into the doctors, honestly, because I was always at the doctors and the hospital continuously as a kid too. My middle school years, that's when I started to really get into my depressive state, and it was because I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel I guess I was just a Debbie Downer on myself, and it's because I was so sensitive and just had really bad anxiety that I was just constantly beating down on myself. I made myself depressed by constantly thinking that I wasn't pretty, and that because I had braces, I had horrible acne, and I still wear glasses, obviously. So I just felt ugly. And it showed a lot in my personality and how I carried myself, even though I still tried to dress nice because my older sister, she would dress nice and she would dress me and my younger sisters and stuff. So but I didn't feel pretty, you know And plus, like, the nice clothes that I would wear wouldn't even mind or hers. Yeah, it was a rough time for me. And going through high school, it was a little easier, but I got depressed my senior year. My mom had even said this when I got hospitalized. She was like, it's because you're about to leave high school, you're freaking out, you need to stop freaking out. And I was just like, it's not that. And now looking back, it's like, yeah, it kind of was that. I kind of locked myself away because of what happened to me when I was young, and my anxiety, I felt it was over and I didn't get to experience anything but, sadness and pain. And, there was obviously many fun parts in my childhood, but I was dwelling too much on the negative rather than the positive around this time. So my senior year in high school, I became hospitalized, and I wasn't at the time having the issues that I am having now. I mean, my legs would hurt here and there, but it wasn't anything that was significant to where I needed to walk with a crutch or a cane like I do now. And, but my mental state was getting horrible because I felt like I was going crazy. I was seeing things. I was hearing voices. I was having these horrible moments of like extreme dizziness. I would get horribly irritable one minute. The next minute I would get so depressed to where I feel like I need to jump off the roof. The next minute I'm like so manic to where I can't sleep. And I was just like panicking in my own body. I felt like I was going crazy. I technically was. But after I got hospitalized, I was kind of okay. I tried to make myself be okay, basically. I would work out, I would eat right, and I would try to make myself go. Like, just get out the house. Get up, get dressed, get out the house. Get up, get dressed, get out the house. And I was in school, so it wasn't like, I wasn't doing anything. But with all the walking that you have to do in college, I don't know where my legs started to mess with me again. And they started giving out on me when I would walk, an extensive amount of time. And at first, I was like ignoring it. I was just like, oh, it's just my body, just being my body, and there's nothing I can do about it. And then, my legs started stiffening up on me. Like, not just giving out, but it was just like my whole left leg would like stiffen up. I wouldn't be able to wiggle my toes or anything. So I was just like, yeah, there's something definitely wrong more than just this my body. So decided to go to the doctor, see what's wrong. They tell me that it's just your mind messing with your body because, I'm missing unstable. So they basically was saying that my mind's messing with my body and it's telling my body to... I have no idea what the hell they were trying to say, in all honesty. Like, I still to this day don't know how to explain what they were trying to explain to me. Because how the hell can my mind do this to my body? Like, I know that people can have psychosomatic kind of, symptoms, but this is not psychosomatic. I'm not trying to not walk. Like, I like to walk, okay? Like, this is something serious. But they were trying to make it seem like I was just crazy and making it up in my head. So years go by, I'm still in school, and I'm still trying to walk, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And not only is it getting worse, but I would be sitting in class, and since I have really bad anxiety, my anxiety would make me have stroke-like symptoms, and the whole left side of my body would give out, and then I would get this sharp pain, like, in my head, and, like, the whole left side of my face would just droop. And like my left ear, like, it would start ringing, and then it'll go quiet. I wouldn't be able to hear anything. It would freak me out. I wouldn't be able to get up to walk. It was scary for me because I'm just sitting in class like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's wrong. And school got really, really hard. And I was trying my best to just get through it because I was just like, you only got this much left. Just get through it and get it done so that way you can get on with your life. But my body was just like, no, you need to take a step back and reevaluate the situation because something's not right here. I stopped going to school mostly because the toes on my left foot stopped wiggling. I got real bad drop foot, and my left leg is really weak. Like I said, I'm on crutches now because my right leg is really weak as well now, and I can barely lift my left leg to walk. Even though I lift it to walk, it just hurts really bad to lift it to walk. So after walking for so long, I can't lift it anymore. I have to drag it along or end up crawling on the floor, which is what I do a lot. So I stopped going to school, and I got hospitalized again this past year in April 2016. It's because my legs were getting so much worse it was going to my arm. My arm would stiffen up. I wouldn't be able to like ball my hand into a fist or anything. It would just cramp up, kind of like what my legs would do. And I felt stuck. I felt like I was just going crazy in my own body, in my own head. I hadn't slept for like 3 or 4 days or something like that because I was just in so much pain and so agitated and irritated and just going crazy. And eventually I just snapped and I was about to commit suicide. That's when I became hospitalized in April. It was rough because it was a different kind of hospitalization because I was an adult, you know, and the first time it happened I was 17, so I was technically still a kid, and I hated it. It was horrible. It was boring, and then you couldn't have a phone. That was the worst part. But it was a good experience for me to have because it made me realize that I don't ever want to get hospitalized again. So I'm just gonna stay on my medication and try to figure out this whole thing with my medication. And that's when I was diagnosed bipolar. I've always had generalized anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder. I just wanted to tell my story because I feel like it needs to be told. I have a lot to say, but I just wanted to get it all out now. I've been wanting to do YouTube since like 2010, and I'm about to be 23, and I'm not where I thought I would be at 23. I thought I'd be graduated or graduating with my own apartment and a car and living life, not still at home on crutches. I didn't see myself being here. I told myself that 2017 is going to be different. I'm going to be a different me. I'm still going to be me, but it's just going to be a different me. Like, I'm not going to try to be happy all the time because that's unrealistic. But I'm going to try to be grateful for what I have and for everything I've been through, because without it, I wouldn't be who I am. And I love who I am. Everybody should love who they are. I start pain management in February. I'm excited about that. I will be vlogging about that and everything about pain management, about me filing for SSI, about me walking on the crutches, about me going, physical therapy and doctors and regular therapy. So I'll be vlogging it all and trying to show people how this life is, because it's stressful. Both emotionally, physically, all of it is stressful. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope, I'll get more viewers eventually. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. This is Stinky number 1. This is my Milo, and I use him for my anxiety and stuff. He's my baby. And I have another pet named Sam. Go get him. He just backed up. Hi, Sam. Probably don't want to come out right now. That's little Sammy right there.